According to a recent Nikkei report, the United Nations predicts that the proportion of the working-age population in Southeast Asian countries will reach its peak at 68% in 2023, followed by a decline starting from 2024. Thailand and Vietnam experienced their peak working-age population ratios in 2013 and 2014, respectively. Additionally, Indonesia, the world's fourth most populous country, is projected to reach its peak working-age population ratio in 2030. This impending shift suggests that major Southeast Asian countries are on the verge of losing their demographic dividend, facing a future where they may lack sufficient labor force to drive economic growth. Data indicates that in 2019, the proportion of the population aged over 65 in Southeast Asia surpassed 7%, marking the onset of an aging society. By 2043, this proportion will rise to 14%, transitioning Southeast Asia into an elderly society. If Southeast Asian nations grapple with a diminishing workforce, their aspirations to rival global leaders like China and India will face significant challenges. The 2023 Asia-Pacific Population and Development Report, released by the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific in January 2024, underscores the considerable strides made in social and economic development throughout the Asia-Pacific region. Nevertheless, it also highlights various major challenges that the region faces. Countries must act now to address emerging demographic trends such as aging populations, low fertility rates, and rising immigration. However, many Southeast Asian countries are ill-prepared for their aging populations, with low public pension coverage and a lack of comprehensive elder care plans. Nikkei Asia reported that only a quarter of the working-age population in Southeast Asia currently has access to state pensions, significantly lower than the OECD's 87% average level. Demographic changes in Southeast Asia will also profoundly impact overseas markets. For instance, Vietnam is Japan's largest source of foreign workers, with approximately 520,000 Vietnamese and 230,000 Filipinos employed in Japan as of October 2023. Hizawa Kato, an economics professor at Japan's Meiji University, remarked, "If Southeast Asian countries themselves face labor shortages, they will not be able to send workers to Japan." Even Japan, which has raised the retirement age to 70, is currently under financial pressure from an aging population. In the early 1990s, when the working-age population peaked, Japan's social welfare expenditures accounted for 11% of GDP. Now, 30 years later, it has risen to 25%. The report suggests that Southeast Asian countries may need to follow Japan's example and raise the retirement age to address labor challenges.
Tune in every Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. for Qingxiao View, the Business Bridge.